Welcome to CMO School. I'm Jashira, Fractional CMO, marketing strategist, and founder of Fractional CMO School. And today we're diving into one of the most common questions I get. What exactly is a fractional CMO? It's one of those terms that's been gaining traction in the marketing and business world in the last few years, but if you ask 10 different people what a fractional CMO actually does, you'll probably get 10 different answers. So today I'm going to clear it up. We're going to talk about what is a fractional CMO, how they're different from other marketing roles, what they do, and more importantly, what they don't do. If you've been hearing about fractional CMOs and wondering if this could be a fit for you, or if you're a business owner thinking, do I need one of these? This episode is for you. Let's get into it. Let's start with a simple definition. A fractional CMO is exactly what it sounds like. A part-time chief marketing officer. Businesses hire fractional CMOs when they need high-level marketing leadership, but don't need or can't afford a full-time CMO. This is huge for companies that are growing fast but don't have a clear marketing strategy, generating revenue but not sure how to scale, spending money on marketing but not seeing results, or they're not ready for a full-time hire but they need executive-level strategy. I also see this so often where CEOs want their time back. So they are essentially sitting in the CMO seat. They are creating marketing strategy, they are leading the team, but they are struggling and not having enough time to step into their visionary seat and actually be the CEO. So instead of paying $250K plus benefits, vacation, all of the things each year for a full-time chief marketing officer, they bring in a fractional CMO for 10 to 30 hours a month to set the direction, lead marketing efforts, and help the business grow. So now I'm going to talk about the role of a fractional CMO. So there's a lot of things that people kind of get wrong or get confused about when they think about a fractional CMO. I often will talk to other marketers or clients who will talk about needing a fractional CMO or being a fractional CMO, and then actually when I get into conversation with them, they're actually talking more about like marketing integrator or a marketing manager who's a little bit strategic, but also doing lots of the executional work. So a fractional CMO does not execute. They are setting the overall marketing strategy. So creating the big picture strategy, creating the marketing goals, and making sure that the team is really aligned with that plan. They are also looking at marketing from the broader business perspective and making sure that everything in marketing is aligned with the business goals. So they're not just focused on marketing metrics like social media growth or engagement. They are really looking at revenue growth, profitability, and scaling the business. They are sitting alongside the CEO as a partner and providing that executive level support. They're also there to prioritize the right marketing initiatives. So often I see so many clients come to me and they are wasting money and time doing all of the things. So they're doing a million things in their marketing function that are not moving the needle, and they actually aren't really sure what is moving the needle. So a fractional CMO will come in and identify what's actually working and what is a waste of time or resources. Then they will also guide teams. So all of the internal hires, contractors, agencies, they are leading those teams and making sure that everything is very cohesive and the teams are driving results. Then they're also tracking marketing performance so that they can optimize over time. So really looking at the marketing data to drive decision-making and seeing what trends they're seeing in the business so that then they can iterate and improve marketing over time. So let's talk a little bit about what a fractional CMO does not do, because I see so many people calling themselves fractional CMOs that are not fractional CMOs. So if you're handling daily execution, so you're doing copywriting, you're designing things, you're tweaking landing pages, you're sending out emails, you're not a CMO. That is marketing manager, marketing team, executional work. So the marketing fractional CMO actually creates the strategy and then they lean on the team to execute. They will, of course, take a look at any like really priority assets, but they are not the ones writing the copy, designing the assets, all of the things. Fractional CMO is also not a project manager. So a fractional CMO will definitely be setting the short and long-term marketing goals and priorities, but a fractional CMO is not taking those projects and throwing them into Asana and tasking out dates and looking at the very granular deliverables. A company will need an internal marketing manager or project manager to actually take on that role for the team. They also don't work without a team. I think that goes without saying, but they're not executing. They're not the project manager. They need a team. So there's also something to be said about the timing of bringing in a fractional CMO. I work with clients at a variety of different revenue levels and team sizes. Often I will, with our smaller clients, build out a really great marketing strategy for them. And then I may work with them on an advisory basis if their team is small and their budget is small. That way they get CMO level support at, the perfect intervals that they need, but they're not using up all of their team resources on a fractional CMO role. Because when they're smaller, they really need as much executional support as they can afford. Then with those larger brands, it's really great because there will be a great team, and then you can have the fractional CMO for just the right amount of support. Something that kind of bothers me is I see so many people hire, a full-time CMO, but then they don't actually have like full-time hours for a CMO. So their CMO will be doing things like fixing landing pages or testing and sending out emails. Essentially, what you end up doing is overpaying somebody who is highly experienced to be executing, a large percentage of their time. So I'm going to talk about the last thing. A CMO cannot fix a broken business model. We have had clients in the past where their product is not selling, their launch model is broken. There is nothing we can do if a product isn't working, if the market isn't responding to your offer. All the best marketing in the world can't fix a broken company, a broken model, or a broken product. So one of my main things when I'm looking for a client is I am not the fix-it CMO. I am not coming in and, with my bail bucket and saving a sinking ship. I'm coming in to work with companies that are already high performing, high growth, and they just have a CEO who is busy and wants their time back. They really want to be able to pass the reins to someone who is an experienced marketing leader that can manage the marketing function in their business. So let's walk through kind of a real life example of how this works. So let's say there's a company making, $3 million a year. They have a small marketing team. They've got a paid ads agency. They maybe have some influencers or affiliates promoting their products. They've got an email list with decent engagement. They've got a great social media following. But the CEO is tapped. She spends so much of her time strategizing for marketing, planning upcoming launches, aligning the teams, sharing what the plan is, and really just making sure that she's unblocking her team and marketing is moving forward and it's performing. She doesn't really have time to be the visionary. She is so sucked into the weeds of marketing all the time. She needs help. So she hires a fractional CMO. The fractional CMO comes in, audits what is working, what is not, develops a 90-day roadmap for growth, and then looks at priorities for the rest of the year. So the team, the CEO, everybody feels really clear and aligned on what needs to be done, and they have clarity around some really quick win action items that they can do right away to see measurable, tangible impact from working with that fractional CMO. Power of a fractional CMO is really that the CEO can step back and breathe that sigh of relief, knowing that she has someone she can trust to step in, take the reins of marketing, manage the team, and still continue to drive results for the business. And then she gets her time back as a CEO. So if you're listening to this and thinking, could I become a fractional CMO? Here's how to know if this might be a great fit. One, you're an experienced marketer. So you understand strategy, you've executed for some time, you know how to think strategically, and you know a little bit about all areas of marketing. I will say, you do not have to know deeply every area of marketing. Often there are things I know a little bit about, and I will lean on my contractors and specialists that I've curated around me to help kind of fill in the gaps. As a CMO, you don't have to be deeply knowledgeable about all areas of marketing. The most important pieces is just understanding how marketing fits into the bigger picture and asking the right questions and then getting right people in the right seats. So it's all about like really powerful marketing execution of the strategy you put together. Number 2 is you're ready to stop executing. I remember just feeling so burnt out and so over executing marketing and being like, what am I going to do with my career? Like all I've done for 10 years is marketing. And now I'm sitting here being sick of it. And I don't know how I can just do strategy and not execute. Like that feels like a bit of a cheat code or something. And, when I found this career path, it was such a light bulb moment for me and so amazing for me to realize like, no, actually, this is a job. Like this is the CMO role. Like there are people doing this where they are setting strategy, they are guiding teams, they are driving results in companies, and they're not sitting there creating social media posts and testing emails and tweaking landing pages. So if you feel like you're ready to step back from execution and just be doing strategy, if that really lights you up, this could be a really good fit for you. And then another one is if you like variety and you love working with multiple businesses. So I'm the kind of person where when I go out for dinner, I am ordering all the things. I'm a tapas girl. I love tasting little bits. I like variety. I really like a fast pace. So for me, the fractional CMO model is so fun. I love jumping in and out of businesses. It really lights me up. It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me engaged. I think it's so fun. And because I'm solving the big picture problems, it's less crazy than you might think because you're so not in the detailed weeds about, what did I use for this UTM link or what, like you're just not in those details. You are high level, big picture strategy. So, I really love that variety. And then lastly, and probably most important for me, if you are looking for more control over your time or income, then this could be a really good path for you. I know when I started this, that was certainly one of my main motivators. I really wanted to step away from corporate, do something a little bit different, have some control over my schedule, control over who I worked with, control over the kind of work that I did. Stepping into this role has really shown me just how much freedom I can have over my time and income. And I could never go backwards. Like there's nothing that could go get me to work full time at a company again. So if this sounds like you and it sounds like it might be something you're interested in, or you have any questions, my DMs are always open. Also, if you have questions and you're thinking, is my business ready for a fractional CMO? Feel free to DM me anytime. If you're loving this podcast, make sure to hit subscribe, rate, and review, and I will see you next time.